Hi, I'm Ryan LaPlante.
And I'm Tyler Hewitt.
And we are the crazy people who created both Garbage Town the Movie Podcast and Dum-Dums and Dragons. And we are super excited to announce that we're starting a podcast production company called Garbage Productions.
So if you head over to patreon.com/Garbage Productions, you can actually subscribe for as little as $1 and you can get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, you can actually help support the show and help us get made. For $1 a month, you get advance notice on all the upcoming movies on Garbage Town so you can suffer through them yourself. You get advance notice on guests coming up on DD&D so you have an idea of where that's headed, and you have access to our community and comments. For additional money, you get even more input, even more say, and you're even more a part of the shows.
We definitely want to hear from you, so go over there, check it out, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yeah, patreon.com/Garbage Productions. Become a garbage person with us. Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukkake, your host. Previously, our heroes found an insane new friend in the Dwarf Prince Mudbutt, played by the kooky Adam McNamara. Having tricked a store into giving him diamond gauntlets, they agree to join him on a quest to steal a magical book from a Banshee. But can our heroes control the impulses of their drunken companion? Or their drunken selves? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons! Richard! Splendid timing.
Goblin Jr. looks at me really disappointed. I'm like, I don't know how to play the flute. I'm sorry. We're gonna sort something out.
Oh, man.
Sister Grail can give you verbal directions as to where Agatha's lair is. It's actually sort of a significant ways east, so it'll take about 3 days travel to arrive there.
3 days.
Just let me sell the comb.
I'm gonna lean back into the group and go, Your Majesty. We have a meeting in the morning, so I don't know if we're going to be able to make a 3-day journey. It's sort of a debt we owe, a task we've accepted. So would you consider perhaps holding off on the Banshee thing?
We'll check out the mansion.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's go see the mansion. We could always go back to the Banshee, right?
Oh,
As far
absolutely.
as the Banshee's always just
okay.
hanging out.
What do you think, Richard? Oh, Richard's fine with it. Yeah. No, he's like, he'll see a Banshee later on. He's okay with that.
So you've decided you want to explore the manor, is that correct?
Yes.
I wish I'd spent the time on break prepping that then.
Oops.
Listen, you told us the Banshee like it was equivalent distance to the manor.
I didn't say anything about
No, he
distance.
didn't know.
Oh, we gotta ask that from now on. Whoa, how far away is the manor?
So the manor's in town.
It's like, you must save my daughter.
manor,
Like,
the
how
manor.
far away is your daughter?
So while we're traveling, Mudbutt, could you teach us some phrases in Southern Dwarf?
Oh, but of course I could. So let's say you're at the bar and you want 5 more drinks of mead.
Right.
You go...
A natural request.
Right. This is just typical intro stuff. You walk up, place your hand flat, firmly on the bar, and go, "Springer!" That means 5 drinks.
You hear, as you're walking past the inn, you hear the bartender yell, "Did somebody want 5 drinks out there?"
Oh, keep them cold for me, please, and thank you. See, I told you. That's all you really need to know. Just keep ordering 5 drinks, and then you're golden.
So you arrive at the manor. The manor's just on the edge of town, so you're obviously able to make it there. The sun's starting to go down, and it has been a full day for you. As you arrive at the manor, you find that all that's remaining is the main sort of ground floor. There aren't any walls. It's been completely leveled. You find that the manor grounds are deserted. However, you do notice that there are a number of tracks. The footsteps lead to a old stone staircase off the empty ruin of a large kitchen. And at the bottom of the stairs, there's an unlocked door with a cellar beyond.
Door's not even locked?
No.
The thief in me is a little disappointed.
I call Goblin Jr. forward, and I point at the tracks, and I'm like, take a smell. Where are we going? Where are we going? Take us to him.
Okay, Goblin Jr. rolled terribly and is more excited about the bowl and praising Moonhammer than he is about the tracks and where they go.
I look at him and I go, okay, I get it. I'm gonna have to take this from you though. So I take his bowl and I put it in my backpack and I say, listen, I'm not thrilled about this either, but we need to do some work now. This could be dangerous. They're red-handed bandits. We're in the presence of royalty. Don't do me like this.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, see, he noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Goblin Jr. shares an office side take to Richard, and then. So, what do you want to do about this door?
Let's have a peek on what's at the other side there.
All right.
It looks through a keyhole or through a crack in the doorway.
Yeah, sure. So the door opens into a 5-foot wide landing. Looks like a large cellar with stone steps descending to the floor in 2 short flights. There's another door beneath the stairs to the north and a large cistern in the western part of the room, whose walls are lined with kegs and barrels.
So I yell from behind Quinny, "Open in the name of Moonhammer and the Prince!"
Okay, Quinny just throws his fucking hands up in the air. Like, all right, yeah. Let's just march down, I guess.
Cool. Can I grab some blank paper from you guys, by chance?
Just a reminder for those of you at home, whenever Tom is drawing a map or showing us anything visual, you will be able to find those images on our Instagram. I take out one of my torches and I use my tinderbox to light it. And then I say, "Would you do me this honor, Your Majesty?"
This doesn't taste good at all.
I will take that as a yes, and I kick open the door.
Great.
Ow.
So with your torch, you're able to see the room is lit. You can see a door there and a door in the sort of the bottom of the stairs there.
And those doors are closed, or are they
Yep, they're
opening?
closed.
Okay. I wave Goblin Jr. in advance. Let him run into the room.
All right.
I want to go check out these barrels. I smell something tasty.
The barrels seem to contain salted pork, beef, flour, sugar, apples, and ale.
I would like to eat one of each.
You do so. They're delicious.
Oh, my Christ. This is fantastic.
You did indeed find something tasty.
I just want to look around the room and see if I can find anything that's out of place.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
20 total.
As you're searching around, you also manage to locate a secret door.
So I will turn back to the room and say, "Your Majesty, some things are out of place, but I have found a hidden door."
Have you tried this pork? So it's not too salty, but it's just the right. Oh.
Yet again, I assume this is permission to proceed. And I call out, "Quinny, you want to come take a look at this door?"
Sure. Can I examine it for traps?
Roll insight.
Ooh.
4 total.
You don't see any traps.
What door?
Well, if you say it's safe, Quinny, and I open the door.
Okay, so you open the secret door. There's a long sort of stone hallway, and it seems to veer off to the right at the end.
Awesome.
Behind you, boss
So
man.
I turn back and I give Quinny the torch.
Fuck am I
Just
supposed to
saying,
do with this?
Well, listen, I'm gonna. You hold it. Then I can have a shield in front of me,
Right.
and a warhammer out in case somebody comes around this corner. There are a band of murderers approaching, so we can see.
Okay.
And then I turn around and look back into the room behind me, and I fart rhythmically. It's like a brrr.
Standing behind you. God damn it.
And then Goblin Jr. comes over and like heals just behind me in the hallway because we've been working on like a pretty sick trick over the last few nights of watch because it took us like 2 more days to get here. So we got a good one. So he's going to be like right behind me ready to go. Are the rest of you guys coming? I mean, we can do this solo, Your Majesty.
I pack up the remainder of the pork that I've eaten from
barrel
the barrel.
full of pork?
Yeah, I've eaten all of the pork except for maybe a couple armfuls, and I have a couple armfuls of pork underneath each arm, and I follow them down the path.
Okay, and what do you
And
do
I'm
now?
following you guys.
So you're getting ready to head through the passageway when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a crossbow bolt soars towards you and hits Alan
Oh, shit.
Bringing up the rear?
for 4 points of damage. Roll for initiative.
No.
Yeah, so roll a d20 and then add your initiative to it.
I have a total of 4.
I have 10.
I have a total of 10 as well.
Total of 18.
This door has burst open, and there are 2 ruffians there, one with a bow and one with his sword out.
So the door on the other side of the cistern, for those who are listening.
Yes, thank you.
From behind. Hence Alan getting shot pulling up the rear.
As we go single file down a hall.
So the one that fired the bow is reaching for another arrow. The guy with the sword is like, "Quick, we must get them!" And he starts running, sort of splashing across the cistern towards you. He will make it to you, so he's going to swing his rapier mightily at you.
Fuck, they beat my 18.
What's your
Goddamn.
armor there, Alan?
11.
Oh dear.
That's probably good.
So he manages to hit you with he hits you soundly twice, causing
gosh.
10 points of damage.
I have 1 point left.
And I yelled, "Protect the king!"
All right, so that's the bandits. Next up, Quinny.
shit.
You're at the front of. You hear a commotion behind you. Quinny and Butthole, you're kind of in the hallway, just a couple steps in, and then Alan and Mudbutt are just outside the hallway, as they were getting ready to go in.
I've got the torch in one hand, so I got to get rid of this torch. With my free hand, I reach into my burglar's pack, pop the cap on a flask of oil,
Great.
whip it at this ruffian, and then I want to follow it up with another throw of the torch at the ruffian.
I hope everyone else ducks.
I hope so too.
Okay, so
I've never been happier to be on the
Well,
other side of you.
I'm on the floor. No doubt.
yeah, roll me a dexterity.
Oh, so 9.
You hurl the oil as best you can. It's sort of spraying around the hallway. Unfortunately, there are a number of people between you and
There are 2.
you and your target.
Yep.
So it bounces off the warhammer or off the battle axe and skitters to a stop just in front of the ruffian.
Did I get any oil on me?
No.
So he could successfully set 2 of our party members on fire, but none of the enemy.
Then I got to get between Al and the ruffian.
Thank you.
All right. So if you kind of like shoulder over, and now you're standing next to them. So next up we have Mudbutt.
So I noticed that some of the oil got on all of my precious pork, but I don't think Quinny did it. I blame it on the 2 guys in front of me, and I just lose my shit, and I go in full on barbarian rage on these
Shit.
2 guys.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You are full of piss and vinegar.
We're all oiled up.
So
You're a slippery, angry dwarf.
you rush up with your battle axe to
Deathmonger.
the ruffian with the sword who's just attacked your new friend Alan. Roll me a d20 for your attack. And are you reckless attacking?
Is that better?
Yeah, well, it's your first on the first turn as a barbarian. You can reckless attack, which means you get to roll 2d20 and pick the best one.
Oh, okay. I want a reckless attack. Yeah.
FYI, listeners, that first roll was a 2.
It was a 2. Hold on, everyone.
This is a 3.
God damn it! I ate too much pork.
Should I start creating a new character?
So you rush in, mightily swinging your deathmonger. Unfortunately, as both a combination of your rage and the small confines, your first mighty
And being
swing,
covered in oil.
your first mighty swing accidentally bounces off both walls and misses the ruffian. Although he does look surprised that there's a furious, oily dwarf who's just appeared in front of him when he's beating the shit out of a mage.
Right.
All right, Alan, you're up. You just got
That's it.
just got fucked up.
All right. Can I dash behind Butthole?
Yeah,
Every
you
now and
can.
again, I'm sorry, I forget your name is Butthole.
That's my name. You can't wear it out.
Shit.
At
So-
this point, I'm like waving with the torch. I got my sword in my hand now. I'm like, go!
Yeah.
Go!
So what I might recommend then.
I'm wet and I'm hamless. And
Hamless.
Hamlet. My favorite Shakespeare.
I'm going to disengage and run back down the hallway, so I'm kind of out of their range.
Okay, awesome. So let's say you use like one of your cantrips to just like blast some light in his eyes, and you just fucking take off. Which brings us to Butthole.
I reach one hand out to Alan, who's like, come back near me. I grab her on the shoulder, and I cast Cure Wounds on her, which cures a total of 14. I want to just shoulder charge in front of these guys and try to hit that front guy with a shield. Is that possible, or does that count?
That would be an attack, but you can definitely move in and be.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll move in and just kind of throw some more numbers up at the front.
Great. So you kind of like, I think the best way to imagine this is like Alan was like bloody and running at you. You grab her with one hand, throw her behind you, healing her as you do so,
Yeah,
and then rush down
and
the
I was
hall.
lining up Goblin Jr. So what I do is I'm running forwards because Goblin Jr. is ready for this sick trick we worked on. I lean forward as I run forward, and Goblin Jr. takes off as a sprint behind me, jumps onto my back, and then jumps on the dude in front of me.
So I'm going to give that ruffian disadvantage on his attacks because he's getting Goblin Jr.'d.
Nice.
The bowman has reloaded his bow. He lines up a shot. The oily dwarf looks scary and full of rage. And he's like, oh shit, oil dwarfs. My horoscope was right. So he's going to fire. He will manage to hit you. And he'll deal you 4 points of damage.
I don't know Mudbutt that well. I was going to light him on fire and kick him into the ruffian.
that's okay.
I'm actually wrong. Because you're raging, you feel no pain. So you take half damage. So you only take 2.
Oh, nice. So I'm at
arrows are
23?
piercing. Yeah.
23. Jesus. Yeah, I will light him on fire and just send his flaming ass down the hall.
Now it's barbecue pork.
Extra crispy, motherfuckers.
Great. So he unleashes an arrow. It gets lodged in your shoulder. I think you reach over with one gauntlet, break it off, and just throw it on the ground.
I take a bite
dismiss
out of it. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't care anymore, and I just eat the arrow. And as my diamond gauntlets just go like, I'm just cracking with diamondness.
These guys are having a worse day than they were expecting. So the swordman, attacking with disadvantage, swings at Butthole because he's pissed about the
It's because I'm tiny.
wolf.
The sick wolf trick, yeah.
In a shocking turn of events, rolling with disadvantage, he in fact got 2 1s. So
He cut both of his arms off.
So Goblin Jr. Locks onto his wrist and just starts like flailing him. So he fumbles his sword and is now unarmed. He's like, "They told me cellar duty was the easy job." Quinny, you're up.
How far is this bowman at the end of the hall?
He's 20 feet away, so you could run over to him.
Yeah, I can do 25 speed. Okay. Let's take away that ranged attack advantage and run in there with a short sword.
Great.
Is that a surprise attack? If little
I'd give it to you.
child-sized.
Yeah, I did give it to you. He knows there's 4 of you, but he hasn't seen you. So
Oh,
I think-
fantastic. Plus 5 to hit 19.
Okay, that'll hit.
Okay. Okay, so 13.
You severely wound him. He's still up, but he looks pretty fucked up.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
He's like, tiny people, tiny people. My one weakness, getting stabbed by tiny people.
Now that I'm at level 2, I have another feature called Cunning Action, and as a bonus every turn in combat, I get to take an additional action to either dash, hide, or disengage.
Okay,
Can I hide?
you can try.
Okay, I'd love to try.
Sure, all right.
17 and another 7 for that.
Wow.
Okay, so
I'm a sneaky little boy.
I think basically the way to imagine this is the archer. You know, he took his shot. He hit the raging dwarf, and he's like, "Oh, that's strange." He looks down to his quiver to pull out another arrow, and he looks up, and suddenly there's this little guy just jumps up and like stabs him in the chest, and then runs off.
Okay.
So you have now slipped. We'll say.
Can I jump into the barrel that...
Yes,
The empty
absolutely.
barrel.
empty? Perfect.
Yep. So he's just like, what? What the? Where? Why?
And then he just hears like an echoed whisper, I'm a sneaky little boy.
What a terrible day.
Psychological warfare, my friends.
Mudbutt, you're up.
I see this weakened archer, and I got this hole in my shoulder that's kind of like I'm just like I'm wet from oil, now I'm wet from blood, and I'm just so mad and wet, and I just want to take out all my aggression on this archer, and I just want to go full at him with my Deathmonger.
So you run heroically across the room and screaming your wet dwarven rage.
He
Great.
just ordered 5 beers.
Coming.
All right, roll your d20.
Oh my god.
I have a 2, and then okay, so I have 7.
So you are full of rage, but you are very wet, and the diamond gauntlets, although very nice and shiny, not great at grip and stuff.
Oh no!
So you find that your handling of Deathmonger is not as proficient as it normally is. You swing, and the archer manages to duck, and you cleave a barrel in half, but luckily
Oh,
it's
shit.
not the one Quinny was in.
Oh, good.
Oh man. Okay. All right. That's it.
Yes,
my
that's
turn?
it. That's-
oh,
that's
okay.
that's your-
I'm just causing ruckus. Okay.
To be fair, it's a hell of a it's their angriest ruckus it could be. Alan, you feel so much healthier, and you're now currently in the hallway. You can still see the swordman.
I am ready to get back into this and try to finish these guys off.
Great.
I've just learned Witch Bolt, and I want to put all that knowledge to the test. So I'm gonna fire my Witch Bolt.
Light them up.
All right, so I got to roll for the hit, right?
I
First?
believe so.
Cool.
All right.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
So
20.
I'm definitely gonna hit.
Yes. So on a 20
Of this match.
you do your maximum possible damage, so you don't even need to roll damage.
So 17 damage.
Wow. Shit. So walk me through how Witch Bolt works. I want to know.
So I base it's a blue like arc of lightning.
Oh shit.
That it's like an arc between me
Okay.
and a person, and it actually keeps going for up to a minute.
Holy shit.
So for every round, up to a minute.
I just
and
wanna-
keeps doing.
He's getting harried by a dog
Yeah.
and
This-
electrocuted.
Yeah.
This just needs to be pointed out. Last episode, Alan choked someone with an invisible hand, and now force lightning. Like, Alan is becoming a Sith.
The spell doesn't actually, you don't end up adding your spell damage.
Oh, I don't?
So,
Okay.
but you'll
So just
definitely
12.
just 12.
Mudbutt, you're going to have your day.
Yeah, I'm just it's all that pork I ate. I was just like, I was drinking all day, and I
sluggish.
had pork. I'm like, but I'm mad. I'm so mad. I'm so pissed off, and I'm even more pissed off because I keep missing him because I'm wet.
And despite the fact that Goblin Jr. and I are both currently battling an unarmed swordsman, I yell over, "You can do it, Your Majesty!"
So I apologize. I was actually incorrect about how damage from criticals works. So you get to roll 2d12 and add them together.
Oh, okay.
Completely nuke the world.
Oh, 12 still.
So the unarmed swordsman who is being bit by a wolf is struck mightily by your witch bolt, and you can see his skin starting to flake, and he looks like you really fucked him up.
God damn.
Yep. So that brings us to Butthole.
I'd like to think that Goblin Jr. just like went like and just like totally is not clinging on and being electrocuted.
No, remember, you're concentrating, so you're good. If there's one thing we've known about Alan, there's never collateral damage coming into combat. I use my thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow bright red and to make my voice 3 times as loud as normal. And I yell, "Surrender or die 1,000 deaths!" And I grab him by the throat.
All right.
Because he's unarmed.
Yeah,
so.
he's unarmed and is covered in lightning. So yeah, I think he's into that. He's like, yeah, okay, man, okay, just like call off the dog and lightning.
Nice. Not even a check required.
No, I
Pretty
got
good.
this guy. So I give like a fart to the dog. Like it's short and it's to the point.
Command
So
fart.
Goblin Jr. like sits right down beside him, and I just pin him against the wall.
Okay.
Okay, great. I think,
I was still concentrating, so what's going on?
yeah. So on your next turn, you can call off
Yeah.
the concentration, or you can continue to lightning him, as Alan has been known to do in past.
I yell this over. I'm like, "Your Majesty, you may not know, but Alan can be a bit of a monster. So that she spent like an entire day just throwing acid on people."
So the remaining guy who's in combat drops his bow. He reaches for a dagger, and he yells, "For glass staff!" And he tries to stab Mudbutt in the eye.
Oh no!
He manages to hit you
In the eye?
for 4 points of damage.
Oh no!
You catch it with
But
your
you're
eyelid.
raging,
So it's
so
only 2.
you blink hard, and he misses, and the blade scores across your forehead. But
So, yeah, now you're
short
gonna have
enough.
one of those sweet sort of like Three Musketeers Rochefort scars. It's just one line over where your eye is, but you still have the eye.
So now I'm at 21.
Oh my god, he's only at
He's a
21.
monster.
This is going to be
Guys,
great.
he's taken 4 damage. it's not like he's been hit hard
I
yet.
should have taken more though, but I'm in
That's
a
what I'm saying. Like,
rage.
he's just
So
like he's taking reduced
angry.
damage. I'm loving this. I'm
Yep.
definitely going to set him on fire at some point when we need it most.
So
Guys, we're out of torches.
Get him, Your Majesty.
we've got a dwarf. All right, so the one guy has surrendered. The dude that's pinned against the wall. So that's his action, is just being like, please man, fucking don't kill me, man. Quinny, you're up.
I'm going to whack-a-mole out of this barrel.
Great.
And while I do so, fire a short bow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hopefully be able to duck back into the barrel.
No greater act of cowardice than firing from a barrel.
15.
15. All right, you barely hit.
Oh, sweet. So that's 3 plus 3, 6.
You shoot him right in the back of the skull, and you kind of hear a as he drops the dagger, drops to his knees, and falls over. You successfully land back in the barrel. So
I think that's where I'll stay for now.
great. Mudbutt, you're still raging. The other guy has surrendered. What do you do?
We could get information out of the guy, or I could just slice him in half. I'm going to go slice him in half.
All right.
So I'm just in my berserker rage.
You can roll with advantage because he's pinned to a wall and unarmed.
Right, okay, all right. 3.
So
Roll again.
roll another one.
Okay.
He's have advantage, yeah.
This is 100%
This is
loaded.
great. I'm giving you this one.
Yeah.
Have you rolled above
No.
a 3 yet?
He's
No,
going to earn
no.
it.
He's got to
He's
earn
got
it.
to earn it.
No, I think this is appropriate to the character. Like, I'm really drunk. I'm full of ham. I'm wet. Like,
So your total when you add in your modifiers is
8.
8. I think what happens is you turn around and you're like, whoa, what, choppy chop, and you just hurl your axe across the room. And it sticks in the wall, like, in kind of hilarious comedy style, like, yeah, exactly. Thank you. So it sticks in the wall beside Butthole.
And I turn around, oblivious, assuming it was done in good faith, and I'm like, "Thanks, Your Majesty, but he's surrendered."
Alan, it is your move. Do you continue your lightning?
Do you know what? I'm angry, but I'm not that angry. So I think Butthole has everything under control here. So I'm gonna disengage my witch bolt and run over to make sure that Quinny is okay. Mudbutt. You're both over there.
Mudbutt.
All right, so you come out into the room. You don't see Quinny anywhere, which is
Okay, I'm a little bit concerned.
You know he's a sneaky little boy.
I just hear it from inside the walls.
You see an axe sticking out of the wall and a very greased up dwarf trying to pull the axe back out. But it does look like Butthole has things under control. So we're now out of combat, so you can drop the initiative.
All right. I come out of the barrel.
I yell. I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Great.
And I just say, "How many more of you are there?" I want short
That's a good
answers because
question.
theoretically somebody could come around either of these doorways.
Roll an intimidate check.
I am at 18 total.
Great. Yeah, he's fucking scared. He does not.
He just got mud butt.
Things are pretty bad for him. So
I'm just doing my classic intimidate of just like standing back with my arms crossed. Like,
Which
yeah,
no
just
one knows
fuck
is
you
scary
up.
until she melts someone.
he doesn't know exactly how many people are here because they often carry out raids, but he can kind of tell you.
Give me the over-under.
Guesstimate, you son of a bitch.
So he says he knows for sure that
Not quite 20, maybe 15.
he knows that a few people are probably sleeping in the guard quarters. Oh. He also warns you about the horrible eye monster. Says, down, and he kind of he points down the hallway you came. He's like, look, man, just like down that way, there's this the horrible creature.
The secret passage?
Yeah, the secret passage, horrible creature. It's extreme caution. It hungers for human flesh. We worked out a deal with it, but it's a horrible thing. You just don't want to deal with it.
While he's saying this, I still hold onto his throat, but I reach over and close the secret door.
He also tells you that they have some captives in the down near the old crypts, but he warns you that there are skeletons that are triggered by people who aren't wearing Red Brand regalia that are meant to attack. The ruffians, they all wear shitty, overly worn red gear. There's definitely a red motif. You can tell that's kind of they wear gang colors, but they're also not that well off. So a lot of their gang colors are just kind of really well worn.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I tell him, take off all your clothes.
Yeah. So he does. He's really scared. Now he's scared and naked.
I'll put those ones on.
All right.
Because I think I'm in scale mail and shielded, so it makes sense for me to sort of be marching in the front.
Oh, can I take
Are
off
you
the
still
dead
wearing
guy's
scale
clothes?
mail if you're wearing
Yep.
his stuff?
Yeah, I'll just put it on over top like a cloak or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't need to wear everything.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I take his pants,
Yeah.
and I cut them in half, and I chop out 4 little holes, and I put it on Goblin Jr. So Goblin Jr. can put his legs through the hole, so he's got his own little suit. And I use some of my rope to tie it together, so he's all dressed.
I call the dead guy's clothes. I strip him naked right away, and I get naked. He's naked. We're both naked for a little bit, and then I put on his clothes.
Yeah, great. They don't fit tremendously
We'll
well
hem
'cause
the
you're a
pants
dwarf,
for you.
but you tuck it into your pants a little
Yeah.
bit.
I take the pant leg that I didn't use for Goblin Jr. and I slice it down the middle, and then I tie it off, and then I tie one sort of karate-ish bandana around Quinny, and I do the other one around Alan. And I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna work, but you guys look great.
It's a badge of honor for me. I feel really good about it.
You just did a Michael Scott thing where you just cut your pants up, made a little hat out of it.
Is there anything else you want to know from this?
Oh, let's question him about Yarno Ulbrich.
He's like, I don't know that name, but we have been getting orders from this guy known as the Black Spider. I've never seen him, but he's the one who hired us to come down here and scare the locals off.
You guys got a leader here?
Glassstaff. He's a scary dude. He runs our gang.
Glassstaff is in the house?
Yeah, he should be around.
Where's his room? Do you have a throne room or his own space?
Oh,
Do you know what? I'm just let's draw us a map. Just draw us out the map of where everything is. And,
he's like,
and
I can't read. How am I supposed to draw you a map?
Listen, it's squares. You don't need to write words on it. I'm not looking for a fancy legend. I'm just draw me a stick lines where how the paths work and where the rooms are. So it's super super childish.
Okay.
Is he sleeping with the sleeping people?
No, he has his own. He has his own quarters in the north west.
See, you know where Northwest is, but you can't draw a map. I'm crying bullshit. Do you want to die? I've got an insane dwarf. You're naked.
Give me more ham.
This wolf has murdered at least 2 prisoners in its life so far.
He rolled a 6 to draw the map, so he's not drawing you a great map. But he's able to kind of show you that they kind of broke out some walls.
So we've got a rough idea of where we're going. Not a great idea, but a rough idea.
Sort of, yeah. Give me 2 minutes to just figure out how I can best do this for you.
Tom's going to draw us a mediocre map. And for those of you who want to see a map drawn by a naked man, feel free to check out our Instagram.
We should find out where the sleeping people are. Take out the sleeping
That's
people.
why I wanted this for all that. And then we can all get cool bandanas.
Just light me on fire. Send me out the sleeping people. I'm ready.
That's what we're going to save it for. We're going to save it for the people that are unarmed and sleeping. It's like, burn the dwarf fireball.
Just on fire and I just run in between the bunks. And
Just give everyone a hug.
Yeah, just wake them all up. That's the real goal.
Wake them up with fire. Mudbutt, since we're kind of on downtime here, I doubt there'll be much resistance from this corpse. Do you want to throw him in a barrel with me?
Sure. Let's pickle him.
Get him out of the way.
Heavily salt him.
And then I say, Quinny, there's one more question you might want me to ask. All I would say is, do you feel at all that your faith in Moonhammer might be growing?
You know what? I feel like he probably already praised to Moonhammer, and we don't need to go through that again.
So Quinny's saying yes?
And Quinny is just like rolls his eyes, and he just picks up the dead guy's feet while Mudbutt picks up his wrists, and just like, we'll do our thing. You do what I know you're going to do anyway.
Butthole just shakes his head and goes, okay. And then starts to tie up the captive.
Okay.
Can we not kill the captive? Because he might signal people.
I really...
Mudbutt.
Listen, I understand the arguments for murdering prisoners, but I was a mercenary. I'm a cleric of a god of joy, strength, and flatulence. I'm not a cleric of murdering prisoners and stuffing them in a cistern.
Mudbutt has no scruples.
Your Majesty, why don't we agree on kind of a fun middle ground?
Oh, okay.
Why don't we jam him in the same barrel with the corpse?
Oh, sick, yes.
And we'll nail the lid shut.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's way better. Oh, that's like death, but a death he cannot have.
Jesus Christ.
I like it. I like it.
I regret this suggestion immediately.
Excellent.
Goblin Jr., though? Snarf, snarf.
Where the hell's Richard? Oh, I let him go. Right. Oh,
So
he's
I-
missing out.
I pick up our tied-up captive, and I walk over and jam him in the barrel on top of the corpse. And then we take the
It's
lid
really
to the barrel.
hard for him to draw this map while he's in a barrel.
Well, I assumed he drew it
I know,
already.
I know.
I wait until he's done drawing the map, and we didn't have this discussion about whether or not to murder him while he's drawing the map.
Last time we made assumptions, I got punched in the face by a bugbear.
No. It's good. It's good. Trust me, this guy ain't going nowhere. Then I drop him in the barrel, and we put a lid on it, and I like gesture over to Mudbutt so he can hammer it down with the bottom of his axe if he wants to. So he's trapped in there, and I pick up one of the other full barrels, and I just set it on top of it. So just in case the guy inside wants to like muscle his way out, he
He's
can't.
gonna die in there.
What were the other barrels? I'm getting a bit peckish.
You had one of everything from the barrels. Do you not remember?
You ate an
right.
entire barrel of pork.
I did. Oh,
You're half the
There was
size of a
salted
human.
beef, I believe. There were apples.
please.
You had it all.
Oh, apples. I could. That's like that's nature's toothbrush. I could. I'm going to eat some apples. Excuse me a moment, please.
I can't believe you would leave this out, Quinny. I understand, but we can't limit His Majesty. Royals have a right to everything. This barrel is ale.
Oh my God! Yes. Well, no, Mudbutt. First the apples. We've had a lot of ham. First the apples. All right. Ooh, maps.
So what we're looking at here are a series of disjointed squares that the illiterate ruffian has kind of
Labeled with
scrawled-
words.
Yeah.
Without any drawings of hallways.
Would
Yeah.
you draw hallways if you were drawing a map for
I-
scaring
I-
people while naked?
I specifically said draw lines where the hallways are.
Well, he's
and then
in a barrel
you don't
under
need
another
to label
barrel
where
now.
things are.
Oh,
No, it's
he
fine.
spelled
This
your
works for me.
like you're here, Y-O-U-R. That's
So we're
adorable.
here. There's the scary monster, which we don't want to go. So we got some traps, then a crypt, then there's weapons and slaves. I literally don't know how we're supposed to get to the other half because this map is really bad. So
I knock on the barrel and I say, Any shiny stuff in this room with the scary eye thing?
Yeah, I think it's collected some stuff over the years, and I mean, you know, it guards the passageways into the deeper parts of the hideout.
Guys, I gotta get me some shinies.
Well, feel free to just go in there and fight a monster. I'm going to check the other rooms first and maybe see what's up here. And then why don't we circle around to the monster after we've made sure nobody else is going to shoot us in the back when we go after the monster like we did.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
let's take care of the sleeping people. They seemed a lot easier to fight than that one guy that tried to stab my eye. He was feisty. I don't like him.
Well, he's dead now.
He's dead in a barrel with that other guy. Serves him right.
All right, Your Majesty, I don't want to be pushy or suggest too many plans because I know, yet again, chosen by a god for this purpose. Knowing we're advancing on sleeping people and you are a intoxicated, full of meat barbarian, perhaps we should let the small halfling sneaky person lead the way so as not to wake them. So then you can wake them with murder.
Oh, excellent choice.
All right, I pass the torch to Butthole.
Yep, I take it.
And just to clarify the map, the sleeping people look like they're quite some ways away from you.
Okay.
Well, still, the next room.
Let's just make our way
the
to
next
the
room
next
says traps. So,
All right.
yet again, you seem to be the expert in the
Keep an eye-
traps
and
department.
if all else fails, apparently we could probably just have the 25 health dwarf walk through the room.
I'm still kind of on fire.
All right, Quinny, take the lead. I will follow.
All right, so
And if anything goes down, Moonhammer herself will give me the strength to heal you.
we come back into the basement where all the supplies are and stuff
Okay.
like that, the
Yep.
cellar, and I think we're going to take this official route.
Yeah,
Does
the one
lead
that
to the
the
traps.
two guys came through.
No, the door under the stairs. It looks like is the one that leads to traps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll
Yeah, I
take the
think
door
so
under
too.
the stairs then.
So because I've been pre-warned with this beautiful,
Oh, so yeah, you're right. This map actually makes sense now. So
Yeah.
there are two doors and two paths that both lead to the monster.
so I'm going to check this door for traps just because I've been forewarned.
Before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to tell you that by defeating these two ruffians, you've gained 300 XP, which we'll divide between the four of you.
Oh, great!
You also find on the Red Brands as you loot through them.
As we take their clothes off.
Yep, one of them has 16 silver and 7 gold.
Was that the one with the sword, or was that the one with
Sure.
the bow?
So it's the one.
Okay, so I've got that one because I took his clothes.
I got the naked guy, the dead naked guy.
You've got 12 silver pieces and 5 gold pieces.
So I'm like, oh, this is a bonus. And I take out 2 gold and toss them over to Quinny, and 2 gold and toss it over to Alan to split up.
Just a cursory look into this doorway here that the ruffians popped out of shows that it's sort of a makeshift. It's a storeroom that's been kind of pushed into service as living quarters. So there's 2 double bunks against the wall. There's some barrels and crates that are full of the same sorts of things that there were. And there's a red cloak hanging up over one of the bunks.
Oh, okay. I'll go take that red cloak and then toss it to Alan.
Me, thank you.
Great.
Let's go for the trap room there, Quinny.
Excellent.
All right.
So thick dust covers the flagstones of this somber hallway. The walls are decorated with fake columns every 10 feet, and the double doors at the west end of the hall are sheathed in copper plate, which has now become green with age. There's a relief carving of a mournful angel on each of the doors.
Can I, from the entrance, kind of figure out the way a trap might work in this room?
Sure, roll me a wisdom check, please.
So that's a 17 perception.
Great.
All told.
So you can see that it looks like there's some false floor, but it does look like you can sneak by on either side. You can skirt the edge of the pit. You would need to, if the floor collapses, you might need to make a jump for it. But yeah, you can easily identify where it is.
Okay. I relay this to my fellow adventurers, and I say, just do like I do and follow me. And I begin to edge my way along the hall.
And I just raise a hand. I mean, you may not be looking, but I just raise a hand, and then I just say, would it be more clear if I just hit the hollow floor with a hammer so it's not there anymore, so we don't have an illusion of safety?
Just make sure you're not standing where you're hammering.
No, but I can do that from a distance. So I'll go stand safely back, but I've got a warhammer, which is a long tool, and I'll swing it down and just kind of hit the floor.
I guess I'll start pointing out
Sure,
where
so
I
it takes-
believe that.
Yeah, I'll make
the
sure it's
floor to be.
clear.
It takes a few hits.
Oh, okay. So it takes. All right.
But you managed to hammer through it, and yeah, it looks like it was just held up with like loose timber and stuff and fake tiles. You're going to need to make me an acrobatics check
Oh.
to edge along the.
Well, I'm heading down first. Fuck. 9.
As you start to edge across, you find that the skirt is actually a little thinner than you thought. So you slip. Does someone roll me a strength check to see if you can grab Quinny as he falls?
Please not a 2 or 3. Oh, baby, that's what we like
A
to see.
17 plus a 5, that is 22.
So having fallen many times in your drunken adventures, you recognize the signs as they're coming, and you manage to sort of grab Quinny before he falls.
With the
Swaddle me
very
like a
gauntlets,
baby.
with the very gauntlets that he helped me procure.
And I say, excellent work, Your Majesty.
These apples are great. Macintosh.
I'm going to take a shot at trying to pass next.
Okay, great.
20 total.
Good.
You put your faith in Moonhammer, and your faith is rewarded. You're able to scooch across.
How wide is the distance of the floor?
The pit is 10 feet wide.
Here's a question. I just yell across to Mudbutt. I'm like, hey, Your Majesty, do you think you could throw a halfling
Jesus.
10 feet?
Oh, can I watch this?
Roll me a strength check.
That's a 6 plus, that's 11.
This is how I died.
Quinny, can you roll me a dexterity save, please?
It's okay. Okay, you're gonna fall.
So that's a 3 plus 3 is 6. As I'm assuming, sail through the air into the pit, I would just want to yell like, Tensor's disc! Tensor's disc!
Can I catch him? Do I get a chance to try to reach out, or does he not
How
make
many
a
seconds
No,
do we
but
get?
I can cast Feather Fall on you,
Feather
though.
fall? Okay.
So that's what I do. I immediately.
My bad. I've done this before, I
With the
swear.
very gauntlets I helped you procure.
So
So it's like, Quinny, I gotcha. Feather Fall right at you,
Great.
and
So am I just
So
slowly
you're just
being
very
lowered on
slowly-
spikes or lava?
well, you take 2 points of damage from hitting the wall. So when you get thrown in, it was like you arced beautifully and hit the wall.
Great.
It looks like the floor is just dirt.
Thank
So
you.
you fall very gracefully 20 feet and land safely on the floor.
I can deal with 2 damage.
Then I have like a smarter thought than I had before, and I'm like, oh yeah, rope. Rope's a thing. So I take some of my rope and I lower it down so Quinny can climb up the rope.
Great.
As I come
All
up,
right.
I just feel terrible.
I pull Butthole by like the collar of his armor, and I'm just like, great idea, Butthole. And I'm just, Butthole.
Yeah, and I'm like, thank you. I thought it was really great.
Look-
Imagine what would have happened if you'd just fallen. Oh, Moonhammer be praised. His Majesty saved you.
I have done this before. Like, I really don't know what happened. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen to me usually.
having an
And I
off
showed
day.
a much more earnest and genuine thank you to Alan.
all right, I'm gonna try to get past you
Excellent.
now. 15.
All right. So yes, you managed to sneak by.
I shimmy past.
Yep, just good old fashioned shimmy.
And I say, Your Majesty, your turn to give this a shot.
Well, can I throw myself? I don't think that works. Well, I tried it once, but that was not going to talk about that. All right, I'm gonna shimmy along the sidewalk.
All right. So roll me a d20 and add 1.
15.
You know, you're a damn good shimmier.
See how quickly I did that with this giant axe
It's all your time
and a
observing.
bag of apples.
It's all your time observing grace and beauty of Richard soaring through the air has taught you well.
I look back at Goblin Jr. I do like a 3-tone fart. That's like burp, burp, burp. And he like nods at me and goes snarf snarf and like sits down and just sort of like waits for us.
Oh, all right.
He's got her back.
I don't want a dog to fall 20 feet into a pit. That sounds horrible. He's an awesome wolf.
Yeah, we wouldn't want it to happen to the dog.
No, he can't climb a rope. So I take the map out of my pocket and I unfold it and I say, okay, so the next room says Crypt. And it's followed by weapons and slaves, which makes me think this is probably our skeleton room.
Right.
Now, as I have the, with my being level 2, I have the ability to turn undead. Oh, if they are weak, it's a cleric's strength. Moonhammer blesses me and my ability to
Walk through that door with
cause
pride,
that.
sir.
So I'll walk first, and then maybe Quinny come in last because you're wearing the least of the gear.
Okay, yeah, I'll hang back.
I threw you. I feel bad. let me just go.
So Quinny, how about you stay with Alan, and
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do sneak attacks from there with the bow if
Fair
need
enough.
be.
Yep.
So you stay just back behind the door, so don't cross into the next area. So I approach the door.
You can all also give yourselves 25 XP for surviving the pit.
Is the door unlocked? Can I just open it?
Yes. So, despite how impressive the doors are, they open quite easily for you. Inside, there are 3 large stone sarcophagi within this dusty crypt, and propped up against each sarcophagus is a human skeleton clad in bits of rusty mail. False columns along the walls are carved in the image of spreading oak trees. The double doors in the southeast corner are sheathed in tarnished copper plate.
I turn back and I say, looks like we've got 3 skeletons. Here's my suggestion where everybody can see. Mudbutt, take the skeleton on the right. I'll go to the skeleton on the left. Alan, if you want to go for the skeleton in the middle.
Sure.
And then Quinny, if you want to call this, just give us a countdown, and we'll all just swing and crush a skull. And if we can take out all 3 simultaneously, they're done. If any of the skeletons doesn't get killed right away, Quinny, you can follow it up with a bow shot.
Got it.
I'm
that
down
work?
with that. Oh, yeah.
All right, so I walk across the threshold very carefully because I still don't know if this gang clothes are going to work.
You step across the threshold, and you see the 3 skeletons sort of stand up, look at you, look back down, and sit.
Okay, I go to the furthest skeleton from the door.
I go to my designated skeleton.
He goes to we'll say the second one,
Yes.
and Alan will
Go to
stay
the
the
third,
closest
sure,
to the door.
yeah.
And we all get in position. I rear back with my warhammer. I've got it 2-handed, and I'm aiming at the skull of the skeleton beside me.
I come just to the threshold of the room so everyone can see me. Raise my right hand. Bring it down.
And I swing for the fences.
I swing for my skull. Well,
And
the skeleton skull.
I'm going to swing with my quarterstaff because I'm guessing none of my attacks are going to work.
So you don't need to roll to attack because you're literally just smashing. So go ahead and roll your damage.
1.
So I rolled a total of 8.
And I do 6.
The skeleton, like their skulls crack a bit for you two. Yours just kind of, it's a gentle love
Just
tap.
hanging out.
On the head.
The 3 of them stand up, look at you.
Skeletons! They could be more or less dangerous than a banshee, but nothing kills quite like a 3-day walk. Will our heroes find the wizard Yarno? Will Mudbutt finally get to hit something? Will Richard save the day in full Falcon Ex Machina? Listen on to find out. And if you like what you hear, you can follow us at DD&D Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. That's DDANDD Podcast. You can also support the show and further our journey through our Patreon at patreon.com/garbageproductions or visit our website at garbageproductions.net. Not .com. Only a blasphemer uses a .com. We are garbageproductions.net. But more important than all that, tune in next time for another episode of Dum Dums and Dragons!